What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Truck Show podcast. This is your host, Holman, and we've got a pretty interesting show for you today. Our guest on this episode is none other than Jack Roush Jr. Yes, that Roush. And we'll talk about his family business, racing, his famous father, and of course, dig into some of the latest Roush products. But before we get started, I have to confess, I might have pulled a fast one on you guys. And I posted a reel this past week on @TruckShowPodcast and @Sean P. Holman of what's in Holman's driveway with a very close-up shot of a particular red Jeep. Well, I might have been toying with you all a bit because I never revealed what it was. However, there's some eagle-eyed followers on socials noted that despite being red and Rubicon on the non-392 hood, there was a slider visible through the windshield. And it is true, this Jeep is in fact the 25 Gladiator Rubicon I've been teasing you guys about. And it just so happens to be the same color of my 392 Flame Red, which, by the way, is getting really close to being completed at AEV. So more on the Gladiator later in this episode. And as far as picking up my 392, which I'm super stoked on, woo! I'm going to be flying out on Saturday night to Michigan and hopefully leaving town by Tuesday so I can head out westbound and down and make it home by the weekend. And man, I can't tell you how excited I am to finally get back into a Jeep I own. And this one's going to be cool. I know there's been a lot of questions about what the changes will be from my 23 to this 25, and it'll have all the 25 upgrades, so power seats, better sound insulation, new T-case, full float rear axle, all that stuff. Of course, the new interior and dash that has the nice big screen on it, and Uconnect 5, so excited for that stuff. But as far as the build goes, it'll look pretty much the same, although it'll have some different AEV wheels on it, going back to the Savegre 2s, which I absolutely love. No roof rack, going to go slick top. Different front winch, which we will talk about in an upcoming episode of the Truck Show podcast. And a few new AEV goodies, which include some AEV JL parts that I don't think have been announced yet. So more to come on that. Man, I've been compiling a ton of parts for the initial install, and I'm going to bring a bunch of it to Michigan, like the screen protector and the 67 Designs dash mount for my phone. So I have that coming back, and all those little odds and ends. And as much as I really don't want to and didn't want to start over from scratch on a build because my old one was almost perfect, I'm getting myself in a positive mindset that it's always fun to tweak the formula and have an opportunity to do it again and refine what I liked. So it'll be good. And my plans to do a few shows from the road, hopefully update you guys as I'm crossing the country and let you know about my progress. And then, of course, you can follow along on social as well. And kind of curious, anything you guys want to see me do to it when I finally get it home? I've been vacillating whether I want to go exhaust or not on it, and I'm still torn there. Are there any widgets or JL things that you're curious about? Anything I've missed? Go ahead and shoot me an email, truckshowpodcast@gmail.com, and let me know what you're thinking. All right, well, it's time to get into the show and into our interview with Jack Roush Jr., but first, let's take a moment to thank the companies that make this show possible. The Truck Show podcast is brought to you by the following sponsors. AMSOIL launched the industry's first synthetic motor oil back in 1972, and AMSOIL continues to innovate with a wide selection of synthetics that are formulated, blended, and packaged right here in the United States. These specialized lubricants are engineered for what you drive and how you drive. AMSOIL's Shop by Vehicle tool offers package size recommendations to maximize savings and includes AMSOIL's Ultimate Oil Change Kits. AMSOIL offers the protection you demand and the performance you deserve. Get yours today at AMSOIL.com. The perfect complement to your truck is a Kershaw knife. All Kershaw knives come with a limited lifetime warranty, and repair parts are readily available through the website. Kershaw knives include lifetime sharpening, and the lineup has everything from EDC knives that can be used and abused for under $50, all the way up to high-end collectibles. Thanks to our generous partnership with Kershaw Knives, Truck Show podcast listeners can get 40% off MSRP and free shipping over $50 by using the code 2TSP2025. It can be used more than once and even includes automatics. Visit kershaw.kaiusa.com today. When it comes to amazing vehicle-based adventure content, how-tos, and great storytelling, only one brand is doing it right in the print magazine space, and that's OVR, Outdoor Vehicle Recreation. OVR is about getting out there in our vehicles to explore and discover the world around us. Get complimentary access for a year to the digital library or a discount on your print subscription today at OVRmag.com. Use the promotional code @TruckShowPodcast. The Truck Show Podcast survives off of sponsorships and your reviews. Please help me to keep it free by supporting our sponsors and leaving reviews and comments on Apple Podcasts or Spotify.
The Truck Show. We're gonna show you what we know. We're gonna answer what the truck rhymes with the truck show. We have the lifted, we have the lowered, and everything in between. We'll talk about trucks that run on diesel, electricity, and on gasoline. The truck show, the truck show, the truck show. Oh, oh.
It's the Truck Show with your host, Holman.
All right, who's ready for some awesome podcasting content? Well, if you're listening, I'm guessing you're waiting for me to give you something good, and I'm going to do that right now by playing for you the interview with the guest for this show, Jack Roush Jr. Let's get into it. All right, so I'm excited because today on the Truck Show podcast, we have Jack Roush Jr., and so we have a mutual friend, Tyler, and I was talking to him. In fact, I think he maybe saw the post I posted on the new Frontier that you guys worked on in collaboration with Nissan. And he said, well, do you want to get Jack Jr. on the show? And I'm like, yeah. And he said, well, let me hook it up. So I'm so glad you've joined us today. And the Roush company is huge, whether it's engineering, whether it's performance aftermarket, whether it's performance in conjunction with OE, racing. I mean, there's just a ton of stuff that you guys do, and I can't wait to get into it. But every guest gets a jingle, so we'll start you off with that, and then we'll get into it.
Yo, the truck show! Who dis? Who dis? Who the hell is this? A truck show interview you don't want to miss. We talk to top dogs in the industry. How'd you blow up? How'd you come to be? Who dis? Who dis? Truck show represent!
So we have a bunch of goofy jingles. I thought that would be a good one for you.
That works.
So you haven't always been with the family business. You kind of went out on your own and started a tech company and then came back to the family business. And now you're, if I'm correct, VP of marketing?
Actually, I'm the VP of brand strategy.
Okay.
A little bit different, but we're growing. As you were alluding to, we're expanding into new products with this Nissan partnership. But yeah, there's a lot to talk about. As far as my background, I don't know if you want to go a ways back.
Yeah, totally. I think people are curious about where you came from, because I think it's automatically assumed that when you have sort of a famous family business, that the family sort of comes up through that. But you really went your own route and then kind of came back to the business after you had established yourself in other areas. And I always think that's a really interesting story.
Oh, absolutely. No, growing up, it's funny when I think back at, really what made me wired for different things. It all comes down to when I was 6 years old. And man, this is going to age me, but it was around 1979. My dad got me started go-kart racing. My mom started taking me to computer programming classes and also doing some music stuff. And I'm still really passionate about all those things. And obviously, running a business, and that sort of thing I consider that a lot of fun too. Zooming ahead many years after college, like you said, I didn't immediately work for my family business. I worked with some friends of mine during the internet boom, just trying to invent new technology. We did a number of different things, some software for the major search engines at the time, and some other things as well. But it was a lot of fun. I did that for about 10 years, and also at the same time got involved in road racing. I'd grown up go-kart racing, but RPP, Roush Performance, was trying to drag me in. I was doing some consulting work for them at the time, and they also were pushing me to get into road racing to represent the brand. And things kind of evolved with that. And I'm super passionate about the performance side of our business. That's where I've been ever since I've came on to the family company. It's kind of hard for me to leave this part of it.
Yeah.
Think of it as the toy factory. But
I remember the first time that Roush was sort of a name was growing up reading all the magazines, and you'd have a car that was tested in Car and Driver and Motor Trend, and they were taking Mustangs at the time. I think that was kind of the big product. And I think I remember the first time I saw one with a supercharger sitting at the dealer, and there was, I don't know if it was etched or there was a window cling in the rear window, the quarter window, that made it look like it was your dad's signature in the glass. And I remember walking through the dealership, and being a young car enthusiast who loved magazines and all that, I used to, this is bad, but I used to go to dealerships for sport and pretend I was in a position to buy a car, and then shame the salesperson who knew nothing about the car, and then walk out, and just be like, oh, I can't believe you don't even know about this car. I can't buy this from you. And my friends and I would do that just because it was something to do. And I'm sure we wasted a lot of salespeople's times. But